Good evening, everyone. We're here in Go Forest tonight because I have to do some work tomorrow here locally. So we drove up here to do some work. So I'm lecturing from here from Go Forest. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Let me see. Anyone has any questions about the Chanchi or any problems to report or suggestions to make? Everything hunky-dory, no problems? Are you all enlightened yet? That's all that matters, you know. Or you can talk all you want. As long as you're enlightened, I'm happy. That's the bottom line. Yes, YouTube.
From Cordelia, Amita Phone Master, can you please go over the 10 demon internal army?
Okay, 10 skanda demons, that's what she, the 50 skanda demons, I think, that's what she's referring to. Each skanda has 10 demons, have 10 ways of attacking you, of confusing you. I think that's what she means, right? Huh? 50 skanda demons, not just 10. 10 of each skanda. So what happens is, when you cultivate, you get to the point where you're near enlightenment or you're in that range, the demons will come to confuse you. And they confuse you, and Master Hsuan did a great job explaining the 50 skanda demons. I highly recommend you read them all at least once, maybe 10 times or 20 times or more if necessary, okay? Because he's the only one I found who can explain the 50 skanda demons to the level of details, okay? So he's lived, he went through it, or he knows about it very well. So better than most of us. And so in general, when you're in that vicinity of enlightenment, and the demons start paying attention to you, and they find ways to come to distract you and confuse you. How do they confuse you? They confuse you through your 5 skandhas, your attachment to the 5 skandhas. Okay, and it's not necessarily first of all, because you're attacked by these demons through the 50 skandha, through your 5 skandhas, doesn't mean that you enter demonic way at all, okay? Not necessarily. Don't get confused. It's not 走火入魔 at all. It's just that they confuse you, and sometimes it's the case, sometimes it's not. So it's not for certain that you will go crazy. But what they do is they will derail you through your 5 skandhas. And therefore, you should be aware of those styles or those types of attacks. That's what you should read. Master Hsuan's 50 skanda demons. Okay? In fact, recently, one of my disciples got attacked through the 5 skandhas by the 50 skanda demons as well. As a result, you got in big trouble. Because the one thing that one common denominator is the way they attack you, okay, is that ultimately, whether it's through this skandha or that skandha, ultimately, the bottom line is that they only succeed because you think you're so special. And for example, you feel you're better than me. If you're better than me, I would tell you to leave. You'd be wasting your time here. And I'd be following you to learn from you. Okay? I will yield my Dharma seat and ask you to teach me. Okay? And so that's what happens. What happens is that the one thing that you absolutely must be careful about is you think you're so special. And you're better than others. In particular, one common mistake is you're better than your master, your teacher. So you can go through and read the Master Srinivas's books, and then you can, that chapter, and then you can get more details on how some of the attacks are, but actually they're not all-inclusive. He described 50 ways, okay? But there's more. Bottom line is that do not take yourself so seriously. In this world, there's plenty of people who are much better than you. Should be humble. And more humble. You're not that special. You're not that great. Okay? So that's the gist of the 50 skandha demons. Okay. Any questions? Of course. What you do is, one of these days, they will trip you. They will trip you and you won't notice it. You won't be aware of it. This is why it's critical in Mahayana to have a good knowing advisor so that he or she can remind you, because you cannot see, you cannot understand. All right, YouTube.
From Apple, Master, could you talk about what kind of activities during fasting cause outflow that we should avoid? Thank you, Master.
Fasting, that the way that we do it at our temple is rather demanding, rather grueling. I would recommend that you do it at our temple, because you will be under supervision, and we keep an eye on you, make sure you don't get in trouble, okay? And so I wouldn't try to do it at home at all. It's a rather delicate cultivation process where you go through that. It's a lot of suffering. To be truthful, it's not for everyone. If you're afraid to suffer, then fasting is not for you. And and so the fasting is basically you follow the instructions and endure the suffering that you have to go through. Your body is under is undergoing a lot of challenges, and therefore you need to endure those pain and sufferings. So it's a test of endurance. It's not something that can be explained that you should do this, you should do that. Simple rule of thumb is endure. Okay? And again, I advise you, strongly urge you, not to do it by yourself. You need to have someone to keep an eye on you. So typically, I don't know how they do at my master's temples because I wasn't there, and I tried to learn from them, but they gave me incomplete things, holding back information, withholding information. But in our experience, we tried, and in our experience, we built up an experience data, empirical data, and so it works for me personally. It worked for a lot of our people. So therefore, we have some experience, and therefore, be careful. You need oversight. Okay? Be careful. I would not do it at home by myself. Anyone else? This is a very special time, folks. This is the time where, if you can, you should come to the temple and meditate. Whether it's an hour, whether it's 2 hours, we open for that. Nowadays, it's very difficult for you to take time off 10 weeks in a row, for example, in this winter chi here. It's not feasible for most people. And so this is the last year we're doing this. Next year we cut it back to, I don't know, shorter, right? 7, 8 weeks, chi only, okay? 5 weeks, that's it? Wow, we're really halving everything. That's good. Mm-hmm. And so this is, the process is that you should try to come and meditate as much as you can. And if possible, try to go for 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, a week or 2, and so forth, because it's a special process, special recipe where you are undergoing a lot of stress, and the objective is for you. First of all, if you don't have the time or you're not committed, then do come for 1 hour, 2 hours as usual, or whatever, whenever you can, on weekends or weeknights or weekdays, whatever, lunch breaks and so on, because when you do that, you get a lot more than what you would normally get in a non-Chan Chi environment or a time period. Okay, so it's a lot more intensive right now during the Chan Chi. See, when you sit with us in this environment, you probably are better off. Okay. There's why? Because a lot of reasons. We have a lot of cultivators who are working hard here, as well invisible beings who are here. Why are they here? They're here because they're getting protection to cultivate. Okay? When you cultivate, you need a lot of protection, especially when you do Chan. The demons come and obstruct you and would cause all sorts of problems for you. And therefore, you need a lot of protection, period. Okay, without protection, forget it. It's unlikely you make it on your own. Okay? And And so that's why during these times here, a lot of beings come here, not just you, but a lot of invisible beings come here from very far away because they want to take advantage of the time where we dedicate ourselves. We, as an organization, we dedicate ourselves to giving you protection so that you can cultivate. Meaning that whatever harasses you normally during the day, during your normal daily lives, they must relent, okay? And they must behave while you're here. So that's why when you come here for an hour or two, it's a lot more beneficial than otherwise, because we're very strict during this time period. We're very violent, if you will. If they don't follow the rules, we will punish them. Okay? So there's a lot more work than you think. And there's a lot more participation than you realize. It's a huge deal for us in Mahayana. It is a big, big deal. And so do come and take advantage of it as much as you can. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, an hour or two, whatever, okay? Do that because it's a lot more, you're a lot better off, number one. Number two, if you have even more blessings, I would recommend that you try to join us for a day, because you go through a 1 day cycle, or 2 days, better in 2 days, okay, or 3 days. The longer you go through the cycles, the more you get out of it, because it's designed, the program designed to, it has its own magic. Originally, this program was designed so that the Chinese or the Indians, or whatever they do, I don't know what the Indians do, I only learned from the Chinese people. So they can cultivate by themselves. And that's the rule. You have to cultivate by yourself. No one can cultivate for you. Therefore, these are the fundamentals of training about cultivation. You need to learn to cultivate yourself. Okay? So this environment, this time period is geared towards that. Okay? And so the schedule is the instructions are follow the schedule. Don't create your own schedule. If the schedule says get up, you get up and you walk. If it's time to eat, go eat. When it's time to go rest, and just follow the schedule. Day per day per day per day. Don't think anymore. Don't say, I don't like this, I'm too tired after lunch, I'm too full after lunch. If you're too full after lunch and you're sleepy, eat less. Very simple, because you're supposed to meditate after lunch. So at first, you eat a lot as usual, and you find out it makes you too sleepy. We don't have a lot of time to do lunch. At noon or so, we have to come right back to the Chan Hall and meditate. So if you eat too much, okay, you will struggle to meditate. And so therefore, naturally, if you're serious about it, you eat less and less and less and less naturally, so that you won't be, won't be too sleepy. Okay? So that's why this rule of thumb is very simple. Follow the schedule. Don't think. Don't pick and choose. There is a magic behind it. There's tremendous wisdom behind this, okay, that work for us, for all these generations of patriarchs already. All right? So, for example, I was impressed last year by a Chinese gentleman who came to Wei Mountain Temple. I don't remember his name anymore. I don't remember these people, unless you do something. that stands out? I don't remember. I'm too old to remember unimportant people. Something like that. Anyway, so he's been practicing Chan for a long, long time. He's been coming like to Master Xu Yun's temple for 8 years in a row before coming to ours, because for somehow they didn't have a Chan Chi anymore last year. So he said, okay, I come to check this place out. He came, and first thing he asked a lot of questions. Yeah, you have similar schedule, but how come you're so lax? Like people get up and leave anytime. If they feel like they go take a leak, they go take a leak. Typically in a Chinese Chan hall, you have to wait until ding, because you get up, will beat you up. Liang will beat you up. Then you go, okay, new role for you. Deal? And so they're very strict. It's like, you're supposed to obey the rules, and all these many rules, and you're not supposed to move, you're not supposed to get up and so forth. And he said, here people are so lax. They come in anytime they feel like, they snore and whatever, and we sit there. No one does anything. There's no proctor, no nothing. But remarkably, I was impressed by the fact that he stuck it out. He's very serious. He's so devoted to the Chan thing because he got so much out of it for sure. Okay? These people believe in it because they got a lot out of it. Okay? And then so he asked me, like, how come you don't run Bao Xiang? Okay? I said, I don't want to get sued. Maybe the Chinese don't sue the monks over in China, but here they sue the monks. So I, there's lots of things. He says, so we have to adapt. He says, yeah, but you're not authentic Chan, and so forth. Anyway, so after last year was 10 weeks too, right? After 10 weeks, he didn't make much progress. Seriously? Is it our process or him? Because our people made progress. Like Sang Wook. What happened to Sang Wook? She sat by herself in Lu Mountain Temple. She made progress. No instruction whatsoever. Just left her alone. She's Korean. What do we care? Vietnamese, not Korean. Let's be nice. This is Vietnamese town. Anyway, so I find it funny for me personally that the Chinese and the Vietnamese and the Koreans, they're so devoted to their practices and they really like doing these things. But there's one thing that they are so oblivious to, is that they're making not much progress. That to me is not acceptable. There's something wrong with the Chinese. It's like they've been brainwashed into just doing it and be proud that you can finish it. Baloney. All these Chan practices, all these schedules are to help you build a certain skill set. Okay? But it's only helping you develop the knowledge, okay, to be able to do it on your own after you're done. With the Chan Chi, you can go back in your home and you understand the process of cultivation, okay? But if you're not making progress, what's the matter with you? You have to change. You have to make some changes. I mean, the guy is an old guy. I mean, he's not going to live much longer. And if he keeps it up, he's not going to go anywhere. Okay? So anyway, so this Chan Chi is very important. Okay? I think he just missed it Come for 1 hour, 2 hours, okay. 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, okay. But it's to train you on the fundamentals of cultivation. Okay? That's very important. Okay? Again, follow the schedule. No excuses. Try your best. And you may be able to do for 2 hours, 3 hours, 5 hours, 1 day. Okay? Take a break if they can't take it, and go back and do another day and add another day and so forth. Build up your stamina. This is what it's meant to do. And believe me, if you follow the schedule, okay, you learn a lot, guaranteed. Okay, and that's magic. And that's point number 1. Follow the schedule. Number 2, okay, is the instructional talks are very, very important. Because if that guy who came to us last year, who was practicing every single day, no matter what we did, he practiced. Came noon, he would stand up and go back to the channel and meditate. And so I said, you feel like running? Run. I don't mind. But you can run by yourself. And don't ever you dare sue me, because it's your decision, not mine. So the problem is that you need to learn the fundamentals of how to practice by yourself. But it's not the whole, it's not everything, okay? In Mahayana, in our style, especially in the modern times, the Chinese, they have a lot of time, they have a lot of people, they can afford to waste their time. You know, like 1 billion people I heard, 1.6, something like that, right? 1.2, 1.6. That's a lot of people. They can waste a lot of their times. We don't have that many people. We need to optimize our time, okay? I better be worth our time, otherwise we're not going to be happy. I'm not going to be happy. And therefore, so this guy here, you know, he doesn't understand that the way Master Xu Yun did it, like the way Master Xu Hua did it, they did it on their own because they're special individuals. They're not like us, okay? So they can do whatever they do, okay? And they get a lot more help than you guys realize. But when you do the Chan Qis, the Chinese don't seem to understand that the instructions are very, very important. And the proof is that when Master Hsuan Hua was alive and was a Chan Qi, they have instructions every single night, okay? And they have him to ask questions. After he's dead, after he died, they have no instructions anymore. We listen to tapes. I listened to tapes for 4 years. But the problem with the tape is that the tapes are geared towards his American disciples, those hippies and those drug addicts. Okay? And so it's nice to know about what those things, but I'd like to hear what's wrong with me, what things are more relevant to me. Okay, and so therein lies the problems with the Chinese style. Okay, Master Hsuan Hua, after he died, they have the Chinese style of Chan over there in his temples, but they have one important missing element, which is the life instructions. Cultivation requires adjustments constantly. And the instruction like I'm doing for you right now is actually helping you make the adjustment, help you understand how to do it better. and in particular, have a chance for you to ask questions, specific questions. What do I do? I have this problem. Okay, and the difference is that if you don't have live instructions, you have specific instruction. You basically are doing it the Hinayana style. Okay, you sit and like my Thai friend, he built many cots in his temple. He says, one of these days you should come and join me. I said, join you? And I told myself, his temple is right next to a horse ranch. When I meditate, I breathe very deeply. I don't want to smell any horse manure and inhale them into my lungs. Okay? I have principles. I have some minimal requirements. But anyway, so these people, they sit in a hut, and it's all like very much like my master's temple. So we sit inside the temple, and we are oblivious to the world, so forth. That's Hinayana style. It's not sudden teaching. Okay? Yes, you too.
From Ray Juan, Master, if the only time I can participate in Chanchi is after my kids are asleep, is it still beneficial for me to come and sit during the night? I would be starting during the rest period and wouldn't be following the rest time at night.
Do you have to work tomorrow morning? Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, you can practice at night too, because the nights are very short for us. We only sleep for about 2.5 hours, which is we are way too generous with you. My only concern is that Ray might have to go to work the next day. I have he works at Amazon, right? So you Google, so different. Okay, he's safe. You have to produce. So it's difficult for you to. But if you can manage to come and practice at night, that's okay too. Or practice at night, that's okay. All right? Yeah. Any other questions? Where were we again? Okay. And so the instructions are very important for you. You need, and if you really work hard, you're gonna have questions that will come up, and this is the time for you to ask questions so that you can get rid of those obstructions much quicker. Okay. Any questions? Okay. And so what are the instructions? Number one, again, follow the schedule. Number one, come and join us. It's not the same. Okay. Next best thing is online and so forth, okay? But I'm not going to sit here with you, okay? I'm too old to suffer anymore, okay? I earned my retirement, quasi-retirement. No, I'm afraid I have a lot of work to do. Like tomorrow I have to go work as well. If I shut down like the Chinese do, then no one's gonna get help to go to the Pure Land, for example. Okay, you have problems. We basically, and then you call the Chinese temple and say, sorry, we're in a Chanchi now, we shut down, we do not open for business anymore, we're gonna become enlightened. And so that's how it works. We can't afford to do that, okay? You eat too much. Yes, YouTube.
From Daniel Wisniewski. He says that having low money or having no money is affecting his energy. So his question is basically why or how is money affecting his energy?
Did you hear that?
Was it?
No money, no energy. And how about his question about what about I have money? How does it affect me? Okay, money makes you very attached to it and makes you feel you special. Okay, yeah. So that's why during this chanchi here, this cultivation here, we make a point of not charging for anything, because then as soon you pay for it, you feel you special. We feel we owe you. And that's how money affects you. You think you're doing us favors. Okay? Yeah. Yes, Korean YouTube.
죄송합니다. 다시 말씀드리겠습니다. 초선, 2선, 3선, 4선으로 가는 도정은 뒷걸음질의 위험이 늘 도사리고 있는 것으로 이해도 될까요? 즉, 도중이라도 언제든지 다시 전 단계의 선정으로 심지어 6개의 수준으로 떨어지는 순간들이 있을 수 있다고 말이지요. 무영씨 질문입니다.
Sounds better. The voice sounds better. Like an innocent bird. It's cute. Yeah, translation.
Do you hear me? Master, when we progress to first dhyana, second dhyana, third dhyana, is there any possibility to regress? So we can fall down to desire realm anytime. Is it right?
Repeat that, please.
So
wow,
when we
look at that. Looks like Greek those Greek temples with beautiful pillars and. Yeah. Sorry, can you repeat the question, please? We were mumbling.
when we progress to first dhyana, second dhyana, third dhyana, is there any possibility to regress anytime? So we can fall down to desire realm anytime. Is it right?
So that we can fall down to what?
Desire realm.
Desire realm?
Yes.
Well, your first dhyana, second dhyana, and so forth is basically like an elevator. You go to the third floor, it's third dhyana, for example. Doesn't mean you're going to stay there on the third floor all the time. Think about it. If you can go to the third floor of the Hilton Hotel Would you like to stay there forever? No, of course not. I'd rather go to, when I see a James Bond movie, I want a real theater. You see? So watching it on the, on the Samsung TV in the Hilton, it's not the same. It has a Dolby, sound and a comfortable chair that stretches out, so forth. And so people have this misconception that you go to third dhyana, you're there forever. No, it's like an elevator. When you reach third dhyana, that means you can have access to third dhyana, third floor, let's say. And then when you enter that floor, you have a chance to explore the amenities of the third floor. Okay? And then eventually, when your blessings run out, you have to go out, get out. You can't stay in that floor, in that hotel forever. Okay? So dhyanas and samadhis are in and out, first of all. Okay? But the important is that you have a choice. You have the choice to go to third floor, second floor, fifth floor, and so forth. Okay? Because each has its own unique advantages. So can you regress? So you see, you go up to third floor and you have to go down again, get out again. So I wouldn't call that regression per se, but you cannot stay there forever. Okay? Now, when he talks about, this person asked about regression, is that when, by definition, my definition of regression is that you no longer have access to the third floor. Your blessings are not enough to reach the third floor anymore. Okay? And then it's possible that you can regress if you, for some reason, you can no longer have access. Okay? One reason is you have no blessings. Okay? Number two is that somebody doesn't allow you to push the third floor button. Yes, go ahead, JMT.
두 가지 질문이 있는데 첫 번째는 예전에 마스터께서 3선, 5정, 8정은 선지식의 도움 없이 절대 나올 수 없다는 구간이라고 말씀하셨는데 또 지금은 3선에서 추락할 수 있다라고 하시니까 이거에 대한 개념이 좀 궁금하고 상우씨 먼저 해주세요. 첫 번째 질문.
I have two questions.
I'm looking at the third girl who's wearing it. I said, who's that? I said, of course, my new baby. Okay. Sorry. It's in Korean, so what do I care? Go ahead.
The third dhyana and fifth dhyana and eighth samadhi, you said that we need the good knowing advisors' help to not to get stuck in these levels. But you also said that we can regress anytime from the third dhyana. So could you please explain more about these things?
그리고 두 번째
What's there to
질문은
explain? You regress. I just explained to you already. It's possible. What are they after? Jumi, is that you? Troublemaker?
네. 두 번째 질문은 이 스케줄이 제가 2년 전에 이 스케줄 그대로 따라 해봤는데 3주 그대로 해보고 더 이상 앉을 수가 없었는데 이 10주의 스케줄 선치를 그대로 앉은 사람이 있는지 이게 불가능한 스케줄이 계속 이렇게 하는 게 가능한지 제가 그때 복이 없어서 3주밖에 앉을 수 없었는지 그걸 좀 질문 궁금해졌습니다.
I followed the schedule 2 years ago, but I followed for 3 weeks and couldn't sit any longer. So for me, it seems very impossible to follow the schedule for 10 weeks. So I want to ask you, is it possible to follow the schedule for 10 weeks?
Yeah, you can follow a schedule for 100 days. We were planning on help you build up. See? So what you do is, if you cannot follow 10 weeks, you follow 3 weeks. Next time, follow 4 weeks, 5 weeks, 6 weeks, and so forth. That's how you build up the stamina, like lifting weight, right? Are you going to lift 400 pounds right away? Of course not. You start with 5 pounds, okay? And then you go to 15 pounds, go like $100 from Peter. Okay. So what's the question again? 2 weeks is impressive. But don't stop there. Stop. You stop too soon. The point is you have to follow the schedule to the point of failure. And then you rest. And you try again. Okay? And again, and again, and again. This is a training of not giving up in spite of failing. That's very important. Because you know what? Doesn't matter who you are, what you do, you will always fail. And what differentiates you, men from the boys, is that men can recover. They learn to recover. So since you're still boys, we're building your toughness. Okay? Fail and don't quit, and makes you tougher. Anyone else? YouTube.
Christopher asks, Master, if we are unable to come to the temple, is it still beneficial to follow the Chan schedule at home in front of our Buddhist altar?
Yeah, you could. Yeah. But you won't get the same kind of protection. Oh, people are busy. We can't send them out to you. And you don't get the same kind of, you have a group of people here, sitting here, and doing it together. It's called Great Assembly. So you get a lot more of benefits from many people who are doing it. Guys, just remember this. I don't care what you learn it from and what you've been doing, or what your teacher taught you, but if you practice by yourself, it's Hinayana style. Okay? Mahayana, we practice with others in a group like this. That's Mahayana. Okay? And these events are highly appreciated. A lot of beings come to attend it because they know that this is very rare opportunity for them to do it, okay, and receive help. Anyone else? So you see, you should try to come to the temple, and yes, Way Mountain.
Amitofo, Master. During Fochi, I faced a lot of heavy obstacles. Like some of the hardest things I faced in a long time. And I was wondering, like, I know to endure it, right? And it hasn't like taken away my enthusiasm to cultivate. But it does feel like a punishment somehow.
Yeah.
Are obstacles punishments?
Yeah. Yeah.
Or are they like some?
You've
How
been-
should we
You've
feel
been
about
a
them?
naughty boy. You're being punished.
Okay.
He likes it.
What should we do when we face heavy obstacles? How should we change?
You need to be punished so that you change. Naughty, naughty. Yeah. He's still trying to understand. I want you to endure it, to suffer, and grind your teeth. That's all you have to do. Keep on grinding your teeth and suffer. And then one day say, that's why. It's something to be experienced. It's not something to be understood. You know, this is the thing with Chan people. We don't talk about it. We do it. And if you do it, you know what happens? After you've done it, and you do it, and then eventually you take a look and say, that person can do it. And that's why they don't talk. This is not like a worldly thing where you need to understand there's a principle behind it and so forth. Everything is spelled out for you. And this is something that you must do. You must experience yourself. Okay? Do what? Endure the hardship. It's very difficult. It's not easy. That's why you need to build up the stamina. 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 1 day, day and a half, 2 days, 3 weeks, 3.5 weeks. You keep on building it up, you know, like pole vaulting. Okay? You keep on jumping higher, a little bit higher, a little bit higher and higher. Okay? And it's very important. It's about experiencing it. It's about doing it. And you know what? Why are these people doing it, punishing themselves? Okay? Because after the hardship, after the suffering, after the difficulties and the challenges, something wonderful happens to them. That's why they're not stupid. They keep on coming back and doing it year after year, time after time, because they get so much out of it. Okay? And it's not something you can talk about. Because if they talk about it, they're bragging about it. Okay? The only salesman in the Chan hall is me. No one else is supposed to sell anything. Got that? We are tough, man. We do it. Okay? If we don't, then we wear skirts. Like the Scots. And King Charles. I'm kidding. Anyone else? You too. My God, you have a lot of questions tonight.
Sophia Gu asked, Master, how do we stop
Hi,
ourselves?
Sophia.
How do we stop ourselves from thinking we're special? I often catch myself with such thoughts, and I think my manic side amplifies it. I mostly realize these thoughts in hindsight. Thank you, Master.
Thank you for sharing with us, you manic person. You said it yourself. Anyone else? Okay, so it's a cool opportunity. I'm going to thank Alex for asking me about it because it's just do it, man. Just do it. It's a fantastic opportunity. Do 1 day, half a day. Don't talk about it. Just go do it. Yes, Wei Mountain.
Master, I have a question. What are Buddhist affinities. I just want to understand exactly what that is. The
Affinities?
Yes, Master.
Affinities basically are you owe someone something. Okay, the Chinese, for example, they have something 打关系, right? Am I saying it right? I know the Chinese are criticizing. He's keep on criticizing us about, our understanding of Chinese characters and Chinese language, but he can't pronounce Chinese. He can't speak Chinese. Right, you are. Okay, anyway. So what the Chinese do is you need help, they come and help you. Yeah? They drop everything, come and help you. And then they walk away. And that's how they 打关系, because they said, now you owe me. So in the future, when they come and ask you for help, okay, you remember them. Oh, that person helped me in the past, therefore, now I must help this person. Okay? So in other words, it's you owe that person. Okay? And therefore you must pay back. Okay? So the Buddhists, like Master Hsuan was much more refined and much more elegant, they say, I have affinities with such people, meaning that basically we owe them. Let's face it. Okay? How do we say it in America? No free lunch, man. Okay? No such thing as a free lunch. Same thing. Affinities means that you say like, I have affinities with, let's say, I'm trying to pick ethnicity, but I'm afraid to offend them. Okay, Russians, let's say. Okay, that means in the past, the Russians helped me already. And if they ask me to invade Ukraine, I have to think about it. Anyway, I joke too much. So, affinities means that you recognize, when let's say someone says, I have affinities with the Russian, for example, that means that in the past, the Russians did me a favor, they helped me, and therefore now I feel obligated to help them. Does it sound right? Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Okay, so that's all it means. Affinities means that. So typically, if you're an arhat, you realize that everything's empty. Money is empty, food is empty, temples are empty, and therefore they rise above it and said, I don't want you to offer me food. I don't want you to give me money. I don't need you to build a temple for me. Those are the wisdom, by the way. As people wisdom are not attached to it, they say, I don't need you. Okay? And so that's why because they know, because these arhats understand that as soon as they take something from you, they accept your help, oh boy, they have to find you in the future to pay you back. So that's what I say, no, don't help me.
It's a comment that I want.
Okay? No. I do it myself. Because they don't want to owe you. And the problem with owing is that it accrues interest. It's very dangerous. You owe anyone anything, it accrues interest. There's no free loans. There's no zero interest loans like the car companies like you to believe. Okay? Yeah. And so that's why the arhats, the true arhats, the pure arhats, I once said, leave me alone. I don't need you. But the bodhisattvas are different. Bodhisattva says, I know I don't need you. I don't need your money. I don't need your help. But you know what? If you didn't help me, you're going to help Putin. I mean, the Russians. It's not good for you. So help me. Okay? And so because when the bodhisattvas choose to accept your help, they basically are agreeing to be indebted to you. Okay? And that's why we call it, they have affinities with us because we helped them in the past. Now they feel obligated to help us. All right? So that's what affinities really means. Does it help South Carolina?
Thank you, Master, for explaining. I was thinking I thought it was something different, like a connection with Buddhism. So I grew up with my dad saying, you're neither here nor there. And then that was, I think, in the 6th Patriarch Sutra. So I just thought that was weird. He used to say that all the time. And then it was like some kind of random profound thing that was also in one of the teachings.
Okay. A word of caution. Okay? Unless your dad is a bodhisattva, I would not take his here and there seriously. I don't listen the way you guys do. When you open your mouth, I look at, you are a third dhyana, and you talk about emptiness. Next. Okay? Waste of time. All right? So I'm not trying to criticize your dad, but I would need to take a look at your dad first before I take his declarations more seriously. Anyone else? You guys, it's like the people on the internet. They do a search and they find an article and says Putin is great and so forth, and they believe it right away. And Donald Trump is God or whatever, and they believe it right away. I don't get it. I always ask, who are you? Are they an authority on this or not? What is the track record? Okay, what's their level of wisdom? All right, where were we again? Okay, so let me try to give you a few hints, okay, because so far we've been doing a Chinese style and so forth because it works very well. Trust me, it's a beautiful, beautiful process. Just do it and you see, okay. But let me help you a little bit more, okay, because more and more non-Asians are joining us, and so therefore they say, no, this doesn't make sense. But there's a process behind it, okay? Again, build it up. A great opportunity, build up 1 hour, 2 hours, okay? Number 2, follow the schedule, okay? Number 3, when you sit there for an hour, half an hour with us, or a day and so forth, what you're supposed to do, okay, is not get afflicted. What's an affliction? Dewey, what's affliction? He said, I don't know.
You don't feel good.
You don't feel good. Okay, what about Chungin? What's affliction, Chungin Sunim? Are you feeling better? Chungin Sunim has been sick with the flu. Weak person.
Oh, Master, yeah. I'm feeling better.
You're doing better. You're weak, but you're doing better. So what's affliction?
Panne is panne. Yeah, oppression is the thinking.
Thinking. The flu, open your wisdom. You get sick more often. Settle down. You're too excited. Very good. Affliction, let me tell you, it's a Buddhist term, but it's a kind of cool term. Because we like to use it because it sounds so cool. Don't get afflicted. It's like we're better than you. How come you're so afflicted? Yeah, loser. Okay? So, don't get afflicted is basically says, don't think about it. Stop thinking about it. So don't tell me that you have no affliction. Okay? All I want you to do is to not think about the same thing you've been thinking every single time you sit down. Do that for me. Huh? Sit down and say, what's for lunch? What's for dinner? Boy, would I like a filet mignon. And with soju is with a little bit of. Of course, I'm referring to Coke. She's crazy about. Not anymore. Okay? And so, very simple. It's not like you sit there forever. I simplify it for you, for these weak, newcomers. Okay? You guys are. You're here, you're special. The point is that we have too many thoughts. All I want you to do, okay, is if those thoughts keep on coming back again and again, that's called an affliction. They are nagging you. Come on. Don't allow them to nag you. That's all. Do that for me. That's all. Let's not talk about enlightenment yet, okay? Just ignore the nagging. Yeah, you don't need a reason. Just ignore it. That's all you do. Because what happens is that the thought, affliction arises, and you build upon it, and you build upon it, you build upon it. That's what you do to yourself constantly. All I want you to do now is say, okay, I thought of this before. Same thought again, then stop it. That's all you do. Don't get afflicted. So it's very profound. It sounds so cool. Don't get afflicted, honey. Okay, don't tell your wife that. They get very afflicted. Okay, don't. So, but for us, people who cultivate, okay, we tell ourselves, let's not get afflicted. That's what Chan is about. And the Chinese will not tell you. If you put a gun to the head and say, what is Chan? They say, well, I dissect it for you, simplify it for you. That's work on one affliction, the ones that bother you. That's all. Okay? One at a time. And have fun. Come on. We're not talking endlessly. We're talking about one affliction, that's all. What bothers you right now? Hey, what bothers you right now? She said, what, money? Money again? Money again? God. Yeah, what is it? Pain. Ignore it. That's all you do. Accept it. And we're talking about not like forever. I'm asking you to accept a little bit longer, a little bit longer, a little bit longer. Build it up. That's all. I'm not asking you to do the impossible. I'm asking you, like weightlifting. Bit by bit. And pretty soon you have a huge, big thing. Yes, you too.
From Bert DeMarkey, thank you, Master. Sometimes I feel that I'm having a depressed thought, but I'm not sure what I'm thinking in that moment. How can I find out?
Why have to find out? Ignore it. If you ignore it, your depression goes, we will be alarmed, say, hey, you're supposed to worry about this. So put the pressure on him. Okay? God, you guys are so unimaginative. Yes, the lady in the back.
Hello. So I just want to share that what Master said about ignore it. I found it's interesting that.
Interesting?
No, I just found no.
It's ingenious, my dear. My God.
Sorry,
It's an understatement.
Yeah, I didn't.
I tell you, you Chinese people would never be able to talk like that. We Americans are very efficient. Is it?
Yeah, what I was trying to say is that my experience was interesting in that.
Interesting.
I have a lot of problems at the work. It's like one bad thing after another. It's like basically fires everywhere, and then but recently I just feel like I start to ignore it. It's like, okay, it's just a mess. Like I just start to accept it, and then it almost feel like I'm kind of what is that word? Being like hiding my heads in the sand. But then it feels like it works to some extent that I am less afflicted, and then at least it's not getting worse. It's just still a mess, but whatever.
That's what you're doing. The same thing I'm teaching them right now. Because they have all these afflictions pop up, okay? You cannot deal with them all at once. You can only choose to deal with some that bothers you, that's all. Otherwise, it's overwhelming for you. Life is overwhelming for you because you believe that you must deal with them right away. I'm telling you that you don't. You can wait. Only worry about the ones that bother you first. That's it. You can't do it, move to the next one. Just in case. Okay? You cannot, you have to accept that that's all you can do for now. You have limited, that's all you can do. Okay, that's all you can handle. One problem at a time. And that's Chan right there. Chan in action, in your daily life. It's the same principle. Okay? One problem at a time, the one that really bothers me, I'm going to keep on looking at it until it no longer bothers me. See who gets tired first, you or me. That's how tough we are. It's like a movie, you know, like in a movie, like a guy who gets in a boxing ring, and the other guy keep on hitting in the head, and his face is all swollen, and he says, look at him and say, are you going to quit? Okay, the guy with the swollen head, are you going to quit? Huh? Oh. That's how tough we are. Yes.
So, Master, you were saying that you keep looking at it until you're not bothered, but you're not. It's not like you keep looking at it until you solve the problem.
Ah, it's different. It's different. Yeah. No. I want you in your Chan training. You're right. But these people, they're so petty. Oh, God, you don't understand the principles. God, the principle is that this process here, during the Chanchi here, what I'm teaching you, what I'm giving you a tip, that those of you who are blessed enough will be able to do that. Okay? You'll be able to fix one, just challenge me, just indulge me. Look at one thing that bothers you. Keep on looking at it, and drop everything else for now. Don't worry about it, don't worry about the house burning, or and someone stealing your car. It's okay. Okay? No money, no jobs. It's okay. Just please think about this. Think about it. Drop everything else, okay? Deal? Okay? Just keep on looking at this, and drop everything else. Okay? Everything else comes, you ignore it. You just look at this. Look at it. Okay? And then, ding, you stand up and say, let's take a break. Okay? And you sit down, same thing. Do that, and you see what's going to happen to it. If you do that, that's how you fix problems in life. Shh, don't tell them. I'm teaching you how to fix your daily life's problems. That's what I do. Because I went through this training myself. I look at it, because the Chinese never told me. I was, look at this, I'm trying to catch. You see, I catch this, oh, this is important, this is important too, oh my God. Okay? I'm telling you, it doesn't matter. I only want you to look at one thing that bothers you. Okay? One thing. There's some exception, of course. One thing. Like, for tea, it's money. You need to make money. Expensive children. Wife who doesn't want to work. Okay? So, except for those, anything else, drop it. Okay? I want you to pick one, that's all. And enables you. Let me explain you the ingenuity of this is that it teaches you to drop things without a reason. You see that? You look at this and say, okay, Master says me to look at this. I can pick anything I want except for the one thing that allows me to have an exception, okay? For him is the son. For him is the wife, okay, each one you have an exception. I understand, okay, I can live with that. Except for that, okay, you pick anything else and you drop everything else except for that one thing, okay? And so you're learning how to drop things naturally, okay? And then when you look at this, something magical happens. I want you to follow the schedule and keep on looking at that. Do that and you see something, and then someday you say, oh, Master, you're the greatest. I'll be your slave forever. He likes it. He's meant to be a guru like me. He loves slaves. It's fun. Chanchi is a lot of fun, folks. It's, you know, the Chinese is like, it's a Chinese technology, so you're supposed to suffer, and grinding day after day, to the point where now the Chinese teachers forgot why they're doing it. To the point where the Chinese guy, remember, who went to Master Xu Yun's temple for 8 years, and he's still doing the same thing 8 years over and over again with getting nowhere, because he does not understand the process. Why are we doing this? Back then, there's Ma Zu, there's 6 patriarchs, there's Xu Dou, there's Wei Shan, there's Yang Shan, who told them to do it, but then they corrected them. They adjusted the course for them, okay? But now, the Chinese teachers don't understand the process. Master Xu never explained to his disciples. They always say, Master, I have this problem. How do I solve it? For me, I slap in your face. What problem? You fix it. Are you tough or not? Anyway, anyone else has any questions? Yes, sir. 4.
Thank you, Master. I've been going to your lectures, and some concept I do understand. And then when situations arrive, I completely forgot that concept and act stupid. So what should I do in order to stamp that concept into my head and pull it out and use it when conditions arise?
I never had that problem before. I was told never to kill. I swore when I took the precept to the end of my life, I would never kill any living being. Except for mosquitoes. Look, listen to yourself. Before, when you're being yourself, okay, you did all those things, it never bothered you, yes? Now it bothers you. I call that progress. As long as it bothers you, someday, when your blessings are enough, you stop. So being bothered is a great deal. Okay? Failure is okay. Okay? That's very much the training of Chanya. We fail because we cannot keep up with it. And then we get some rest and we pick it up again. We try again and again and again and again until something happens here naturally. Okay? It's about doing. Don't try to understand like Alex or something. He wants to say, you need to tell me what's really going to happen. Magic's going to happen is the answer. Just do it. Yes, do you have a question here? 5.
Thank you, Master. I just want to share a comment that I have. The teaching that you have that whenever a problem arises, look within yourself. So this morning when my daughter came downstairs and she said, Mom, I have a sore throat, and then remember your lecture, so I say, honey, when you are sick like that, then keep your body warm, drink some soup, and if you have like infection like a virus, then that's what you do. But if it's a bacteria, then you need to keep your body cold. And then right away she look at me, she get mad, she say, I don't want another lecture from you, Mom. And then she walk upstairs, slam the door. And then normally I would get afflicted, and then God, just simple saying like this, and she already get mad at me. But then I look within myself and I say, how did I carry out the message that it work for my daughter so that she can get the message instead of her get afflicted. Even though I use a very normal tone, so when I drive her and her boyfriend back to UC Santa Cruz this morning, then I told her that maybe the way mommy say in a calm voice like that is not enough for you. Maybe next time when mommy say it, I will add in a little bit more sweet so it catered to you.
A little bit of honey.
Yeah.
Honey, ooh.
But in her case, every kid is different, but with her, then I need to, so I look at how I carry out the message. So thank you for your teaching.
Absolutely. Thank you for sharing with us. You know, that's the thing. We fail, okay, but we don't give up. We say, okay, I fail, I can do better. That's cultivation. Cultivation is not sitting and crossing our legs. Cultivation is we fail, and then we think about it, and we try to improve, and try the next thing, and try the next thing, and try the next thing. Okay? Naturally.
And another thing that happened at work, that I went to work on Saturday, and I helped with the patient who's only 13 years old and having a baby.
Have a baby?
Yes,
13? Oh,
13.
wow.
And so I look at myself and say, our problem is not that big. And then she's my patient, and I can see that the family wasn't supportive. And I asked her, how did you get pregnant when you are only 13? And she said that a guy from Facebook reaching out to me, he's 20 years old, and he said that he's 18. And then we become a lover, and then when I find out he's 20, and he want nothing to do with the baby, so now she's herself stuck with the baby. And the poor girl, she's only 13, but I'm like, whoa, she's still scared. And I say, what can I do to help this little girl? The food that we have in the hospital is horrible. Lunchtime serve, and with her holding her baby in her hand, trying to breastfeed the baby. And then I say, time to eat, honey. And I grab the baby and put the baby in the crib and set the table up for her. Then I heard the bell ring again, run inside. She looked very scared, and she said the baby was vomiting. She was able to get off her bed, hold the baby, and nurture the baby. But she looks so scared, and I said, what can I do to help this little one? And I can see the food in the hospital is so bad, so I call home and I say, honey, Tina, they love Panda Express. Can you bring some food in for her? And my husband was able to get some food and bring it in. And she shared with me that school doesn't allow her to have homeschool. And our kid has homeschool. I said, that's nonsense. So my husband texted me the information, and I shared with the social worker, and we were able to get her. I told the social worker that this program will help the kids study at home, so the girl can continue her education. And so what I'm trying to say is, the thing that we can do to help doesn't have to be big. A simple meal from my husband brought in from home. From Panda Express, that cheer up that little girl face can help. So we don't have to do big, little thing like that can help. So thank you, my husband, for going out of his way, and thank you for your teaching that we help out as much as we can. Thanks.
Yeah, we help when you can. It's not big or small anymore. It's about we open our heart and have a chance to help. That's good enough for us. Although big or small. Okay. JMT.
저 마스터 옛날 본문에 생각이 일어나면 바로 그 생각에 분석을 하지 말라는 말씀을 하셨습니다. 그래서 저는 제 일상에서 그 말씀을 적용을 하니까 번뇌가 일어나는 걸 적게 지금은 적습니다. 그리고 거의 번뇌가 잘 끊어집니다.
In the previous lecture of Master, you said that when the thought arises, we do not analyze it. So I applied it to my daily life. So my affliction become less and less. And then now I can cut up my affliction very easily.
그래서
Nice.
번뇌롭지 않습니다.
Very nice. Are you still fighting with your daughter?
싸우는 횟수가 아주 없어졌습니다. 아주 가끔.
She doesn't listen to me, she says.
Very seldom. We fight very seldom.
What? She fought what?
Very seldom we fight.
Seldom, huh? Seldom fought. I see. No, don't ever fight again. Yeah, that's seldom there. That's one still that happens. Okay, stop that.
예.
Okay, very good. Okay, time is up. We need, YouTube, go ahead.
Sarah asked, Master, what do you mean to look at it? How do we look without thinking? From Sarah, Master, what do you mean to look at it? How do we look without thinking?
One thought. Okay? Just one thought. Just look. Okay? Just look. I'm looking at a flower. That's it. And any other thought? No, I'm looking at the flower. And they want to say, hey, would you like to go have lunch? Sorry, flower. Your house burning? Sorry, flower. Your wife is divorcing you. Good luck to her, but flower. See, I have an exception. You got that? Okay? To whatever thought arises, you go back to it. Okay? One thought. All right? Okay. Do it, and then you see, it's not, God, it's not, you try to understand too much. Okay, thank you everyone. We'll see you tomorrow night. Well, you recovered. I mean, since you fully recovered.